Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Eliza Petrie. We begin tonight with continuing coverage. More pushback from Illinois voices about a possible deployment of the National Guard in Chicago. On Tuesday, the Illinois Democratic leaders held a press conference with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson to say Chicago does not need National Guard help. They say a deployment would not make Chicago safer. Today, Fox Illinois' Spencer Davis spoke with Senator Dick Durbin more about a possible deployment, including how much it could cost and who may be footing that bill. Spencer, what did you learn?
Senator Durbin says National Guard troops being sent to Chicago could cost more than $1 million per day and comes from federal funding paid for by the taxpayers.
We have this threat looming over us that the president is going to try to federalize National Guard troops and send them in to the city of Chicago.
As talks continue to swirl around troops heading to Chicago, state and federal voices from Illinois continue to push back. U.S. House Representative Nikki Budzinski released a statement today saying, quote, "Every person has the right to feel safe in the community they call home, but deploying the National Guard is not the answer. They are neither trained nor equipped for that role," end quote. It's not just troops on the streets that Illinois Democrats are against. It's also the potential cost of taxpayer money. Federal money is used if the president deploys the National Guard.
If the president wants the federal government to work with local law enforcement to solve the crime problem, that's one thing. He can work with us. But to impose his will and to send in the Guard, it will cost us more than $1 million a day for a venture that is not likely to help.
The estimated cost that Durbin gave us comes from similar estimates made by organizations like the Center for New American Security and a former Marine Corps colonel at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Their estimates are based on the 5,000 guardsmen deployed in Washington, D.C. in 2020, which cost more than $2 million per day. According to Kate Kosminski, the director of studies at the CNAS, the money is used to pay the guardsmen and cover housing, travel, food, and fuel. Critics of the potential move, including Durbin and Budzinski, say guardsmen are also not trained for what they may be asked to do in Chicago.
They are not trained in law enforcement. In District of Columbia, where the president has sent the troops, some of the National Guardsmen are doing yard work in the national parks areas. For goodness sakes, let's show a little respect for these men and women in uniform and not use them in that kind of a way.
I reached out to House Representative Mary Miller to get her thoughts, but only reached her voicemail. Reporting for Fox Illinois, I'm Spencer Davis.
Thank you, Spencer. The Trump administration says they want to deploy groundsmen to Chicago to combat crime, citing numbers from Labor Day weekend, which included nearly 60 people being shot and at least 9 being killed. And Governor J.B. Pritzker meeting with community violence intervention leaders today. They held an emergency response training to prepare for the deployment of federal law enforcement officers. The governor says the White House is telling his administration those forces will be ready by Friday and will begin enforcement on Saturday.
Well, as you know, we cannot stand in the way. It's not like we're going to have armed men standing in between. That's not something that's legal. That's not something that the state of Illinois can engage in or the city of Chicago can engage in. What we're trying to do is to get them to follow the law, and when they are not following the law, we can take them to court.
The governor encouraging people who encounter federal officers to record their actions with their phone to document anything that may be illegal. And one state Republican is calling for the Trump administration to send the National Guard to combat crime in Chicago. Senator Andrew Chesney saying in part, quote, "Governor Pritzker, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, and Illinois Democrats have fostered a pro-crime, anti-police environment. They have abandoned victims, undermined law enforcement, and turned their backs on the people of Chicago," end quote. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to watch more videos from Fox Illinois.